Welcome to Keep Trucking Personal, where we invite you to explore the heart and soul of our company, Kivi Bros Trucking. Through engaging storytelling, insightful market updates, and vibrant energy, our podcast reflects our culture, values, and achievements. Whether you're a team member or industry enthusiast, join us to build connections, foster growth, and inspire excellence. Discover why we're more than just a company. We're a community, a catalyst for positive change, and a home for those aspiring to be part of something extraordinary. The pre-trip is complete and engines ready. We're set to hit the road on the Keep Trucking Personal podcast. Let's go.
Welcome back to Keep Trucking Personal. This is Drive to Thrive, a 4-part wellness series for truckers, and this is part 2. But before we jump into that, I want to talk about real quick a tip of the week. And this tip of the week is for specifically Kivi Bros truck drivers. But if you're going to California, Florida, or Connecticut, remember to prepare your load so that you can load it with your axles closed. This is a common thing that happens as our drivers may get comfortable running, in the Midwest, and then all of a sudden they take a trip to California and they get loaded and they realize halfway, hey, I got to close my axles. And it's very tough to make that weight scale out, especially if you have a heavier load. So make sure when you're loading for any of those states with the kingpin laws, you're loading with your axles closed, you're asking questions. If you need to know where to center it or how far forward to load that load, please reach out. Internally, we're making sure that we remind drivers of this as well. It can become such a common thing where we're like, hey, we assume that this guy knows or this girl knows where she's headed, that she's doing it, and we all forget. And that's internally on us too. So we're working to make sure that we communicate heavily and we remind all drivers before they pick up that they need to close their axles. But tip of the week, be prepared. Sometimes run with your axles closed, make sure your axles slide. Everything's mechanical in this process, and there's times where things haven't been slid in a while and they're rusty, or the mechanisms may not work, or a valve might be bad. And those are things that you just don't know until you're in that moment. So part of your pre-trip exercise that, slide your axles, run with them closed when you have a really light load. Your turning radius is easier and you'll get better fuel mileage. So just a tip of the week, focus on those axles being closed and pay attention to what you can scale. And that's 34,000 on a closed tandem and 40,000 on your trailer axle spread. Jumping into part 2. This is focused on financial wellness. This is an exciting part. And if you hadn't listened to our previous episode, episode 55, please take the time to listen to that one, because that one's focused on mental wellness. And I believe that the remaining parts, your financial wellness, your physical wellness, and your family and relational wellness, is all rolls downhill from mental wellness. You have to make sure that your mind is right and you're seeing things as they are and you're understanding and comprehending. And it's, like I said in the previous episode, there's a lot of isolation and a lot of things that can lead up to mental instability. So we want to make sure you're healthy. We want to make sure you're doing things right. And we want to make sure you're set up for success. So if you get a chance, jump back, listen to the previous episode before you listen to this one. But this one, we're going to focus on financial wellness. And this is probably one of the biggest topics in trucking, because like many drivers, they might be the solo income for their family, and every dollar they earn is crucial. And how do we make sure that a driver earns the most money as well as saves and keeps the most money? There's a lot that goes into that. The recipe can get disastrous if somebody isn't on the right mental wellness side, and then they can't produce, or they don't have enough production for their truck to earn more money. And like I said, the hamster wheel effect can kick in. But we know income variability is a big part of being a truck driver, and you're up against weather and you might not feel well one day, and all of a sudden it impacts your paycheck and now you're behind and you need to figure out how to catch up. So there's many things that we're going to talk about, and things such as budgeting, saving, investing, some operational tips to help you save money while you're out on the road, because it is very expensive. Things like preparing your own food, planning, and making the most of the features in your truck. We spec these trucks out so that you're prepared to cook and you can put things in your refrigerator, which some companies don't offer. And so that's a very good benefit. We try to think all of our drivers in the mindset of like, you're an owner-operator. You need to be able to take care of yourself and do all the things on the road. And if we didn't prepare you with a fridge or a power inverter to do those things, it'd be very tough to be successful. But one of the crucial things to financial wellness as a truck driver is tracking where your money is going. And this is no different if you're just a driver or if you're preparing yourself to be an owner operator, or if you are an owner operator. You need to know where your fuel, how much you're spending on fuel, food. You need to know what unexpected repairs are costing. You need to have a system to track it. You can use this through a notebook. There's all kinds of apps. There's ways to manage your expenses, but you have to first understand what the situation is. If you're earning this and you're spending this, where is it going and what's going on? And like I said earlier, a quick tip to reduce costs and expense for just the driver, now just you out on the road, prepare your own meals. Using those power inverters to power your oven, power a air fryer, power a crock pot, or even consider getting a mini grill. I know many people that have had little grills, and now that we're in the spring and summertime, there's just nothing better than getting outside, grilling something with some charcoal, enjoying that outdoor feel, as well as saving money, because you can shop, you can hit a grocery store, you can fill your truck wherever you're at, whether you're on a 34 or you're getting ready to leave home. Stock up. I know many of you do this already, and this might sound like I'm just, repeating redundant things, but it's crucial to remember. You can get out of whack, and there might be weeks where you're running behind and you start to, hey, I'll just, I'm going to eat out, I'm going to do this. Not to mention how much healthier it is to eat internally and control your meals. But, think trucking friendly budget, writing it down, keeping your receipts, using an app. Keep a close eye on where your money's going. Keep that simple tip of cooking your own food. Trying to prepare for emergencies. Like I said, trucking, there's, in our open deck sector, winter is tough in a sense, because they can't put product in the ground. There's snow, they can't dig. And so you have your busy season. Be prepared to capitalize on those busy seasons, but also be prepared for a slow season or a season that is not at peak. And you might have said, hey, I'm earning this much all throughout the summer. I've built my base on this level of income, and then it changes because winter slows down, holidays, all of those take into consideration. And it's quite unique, the flatbed and open deck industry. And like I talked last week, we're in Q2 and we're seeing an uptick, and we love that. Like this is what we prepare for. We come into November and December saying, okay, that was wild. Like hair's on fire. And we're right back. Like, where is it? And it's coming. So we're eager to help prepare you and to earn more money, because at this company, when you're percentage paid or even mileage paid, there's more freight, there's more miles, there's more things to haul. LTL is a big game when you try to earn more money. We've created videos on our YouTube. We've talked to many drivers. That is still one of the biggest factors, I think, for a driver to earn more money, is to stay disciplined. If you want to be an owner operator, you want to look at how to earn the most money, how to do all these different features, start doing it now. I think it's important to consider whatever you play at game speed every day. You can't say, well, I want to be an owner operator, just because I have a dream of it. You have the keys to get yourself set up for success now. Do it, prepare, manage a budget, understand what your fuel expenses are, understand what maintenance costs are, understand how much more uptime you have when you take care of your truck and you do a proper pre-trip. There's so much that goes into this financial wellness. You're running a full business as a truck driver right now, and focus on success. Investing, contributing to a 401k, figuring out where you can set yourself up for success in the future. Now, that's not something that you're going to reap the benefits right now, but it's pre-tax. You can contribute to a 401k, which Kivi Bros does offer, and you can start to build financial wellness down the road when that time comes. There's many other opportunities to focus on that, real estate, other retirement funds, stocks, index funds, all kinds of different things. But start small. It's about the consistency and letting your money grow over the years. So if you're an owner operator, having a separate business account for your business versus your private personal account, there's many things to make sure that you can track and understand where your money's going and where you have opportunity to save. In the big scheme where we look at it, we not only try to budget our expenses, but we also tear apart the previous month. What's going on? What do we have high expenditures on? Where did we spend more money than we thought we were going to spend? Or where's the change? January, February looked like this and March had a spike. What happened and how did we accomplish, that increase, or how did we accomplish a savings? The same is true there too. Hey, there's a decline in this bucket. What are we doing differently? In this industry, pennies make dollars. The most important thing is focusing on really, I feel like you could say everything's important, but the things you spend money on are crucial. And in trucking, the economics of it is fuel, maintenance, tires, all of that builds into uptime. If you're not taking care of that, it's an expense you're throwing money out the window. And fuel, to one driver, it might not seem like a whole lot. That's the biggest opportunity I see as a trucking company to be successful, is when a driver's focused on their fuel economics, they're usually paying attention to their truck itself. They're understanding that the tires need to be inflated. They're making sure everything is tight and sound. They're getting clean DOT inspections. They're doing all kinds of things to prepare themselves for high MPG. So, just a tip there, if you're trying to prepare yourself to ever become an owner operator, that's a dream you've had. Those are the things you need to start doing, and you need to start playing it now. And that's a big deal. One of the things that I want to talk about, so those are a lot of like around, the 401k, cooking and doing things in your truck, making sure you understand where your expenses are going and understanding how to do it. One of the things about tenure, though, I want to talk about as far as earning, and we see this a lot in this industry, is drivers, they find out 90 days, hey, I'm not making what I was told, right? And there's a lot of variables that go into that. But to unpack that and say, hey, I'm going to go try another company, I believe is not the right process. I believe if you found a company that matches what you want to do and where you're headed, whether it's open deck or reefer or cross country or like a regional fleet, you need to give some tenure and understand what goes into building a successful paycheck out of that. And in many places in tenure, you earn more money just based on tenure. For example, here you get raises continually as your tenure gets larger. But not only that, you start to see what happens in their seasons of busy time, and you start to understand their seasons of slow time, or maybe off season, we'll call it, not peak. You get to understand the company, you get to know people, you get to know where everything is at, you understand their equipment. There's so much that comes with tenure. I think that's the biggest opportunity. You can get, here at Kivi, we have a safe incentive. So you can earn more money. Right now, you're saying, hey, I'm not earning as much money as I need to, or hey, I'm making a good living, but I want to earn more. Start to look at your truck like you're an owner operator. Start to run it with high MPG. Start to focus on safety. Those are the things that set you aside from the rest of the pack and will help you earn more money. Clean inspections, just a byproduct of all of that. If you're taking care of your truck and you're confident in what's going on, you get a DOT inspection, level 1, 2, or 3, all pay different amounts, you will get paid. Using a Love's Tire Pass, you have the opportunity to earn a free meal. So when you're sitting here saying, I'm spending money, I'm pulling all my cash advances out, and I don't have any money, have you used the Love's Tire Pass? You just got a free meal. We will reimburse you. There are so many ways in this industry that companies offer, because we, from an internal aspect, want to set you up for success, and we want the company set up for success. A healthy company means a healthy driver pool, and we offer all kinds of options to help you earn more money that also help the company get stronger. There's a huge rolling and evolution that comes with that mindset, and we continue to evolve. That's where the safety side comes in, and the safe incentive. And if you're a safe driver and you're productive, you're going to earn that more money. And if you're a safe driver and you have a high MPG, you're going to earn more money, up to $900 in 4 weeks. Now tell me that wouldn't pay your car payment, or a good portion of a mortgage payment, or even credit card debt, paying off that high interest debt first. We're talking about how to save money and how to earn that. Well, where do you need to put your money so you can save? Pay off that high interest, pay off that credit card, understand what's going on there, understand where your money's going. And that's what I love about our company, is we continually are looking to how can we keep trucking personal, and how can we help build financial wellness for every driver, because it's important. I know if you're not earning money and your family doesn't feel and reap the benefits of working at this company, you're going to start looking. And that then contradicts, like I just said, tenure and what all the benefits can be and the lanes. And when you have that relationship with your pod or anyone at this company, we're very easy to get a hold of. Derek, myself, Dakota, we're very connected and we're very in tune with what's going on. But trust is a big factor in this industry. So many people talk, but they're not able to walk the walk. And when you do that and you deliver on your part, I can assure you it pays dividends. So, a lot that goes into this financial wellness. It's definitely a journey. It starts with budgeting, saving, taking advantage of investments, 401k, and setting yourself up for financial wellness in the future, but smart choices on the road, preparing your own meals, reducing unnecessary spending, and setting yourself up for long-term success, because this is a new season of flatbed trucking. And like I said, the weather is warming up. We're starting to see that incline hill of freight, which is, and when I say incline, like if you were to measure the load count and revenue and rate per mile, for us, that always goes up. It's like a ski slope. We go up through the spring and into the summer months, and that's starting. So set yourself up now to capitalize on that and make sure you understand the seasons of trucking and how important it is. And then, like I had said, it starts with your mind, mental wellness. That is so important. If your head's on right and you're feeling confident and you're feeling optimistic, you can do this and you can make the most of it. And then they come into the financial wellness. And next week, we're going to talk about physical wellness and how moving your body is so important, and how these all kind of partner up. They lock arms. If you can imagine, you're walking into battle, you're locking arms with your mental, your financial, your physical, and then your family and relational, and how to capitalize and make the most of those. So thanks again for tuning in. Let's keep driving to thrive, not just on the road, but in every aspect of our lives. I'll be back next week with more tips on how we can continue to grow and succeed together. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep trucking personal.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Keep Trucking Personal. We appreciate you taking the time to explore the heart and soul of Kivi Brothers Trucking with us. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review to let us know your thoughts. Tune in next time as we continue our journey together, diving deeper into what makes us a community, a catalyst for positive change, and a home for those who aspire to be part of something truly extraordinary. Until then, keep trucking, and we'll catch you on the next episode.